July 4th holiday weekend doesn't mean we're not bringing you the weather. In fact, weather's more important than ever on a holiday weekend, right? So hi, 1 degree outside weather network, meteorologist Matt Noyes. First of all, happy Independence Day weekend from Danielle and I, and behind the scenes, Annie and Aaron working so hard to build 1 degree outside bigger and better for you every single day. Comfortable air is going to start out the weekend for us. Heat and humidity starts returning and you'll feel it on Sunday. It builds even more as we get into next week. Thunderstorms every few days. And the reason for that has a lot to do with the jet stream. So we talk about the jet stream, the fast river of air high in the sky, steering storms, separating cool to the north from warm to the south. So I've kind of illustrated it here, and you can see the coloring represents the winds, right? So on the holiday itself, we've had a dip in the jet stream, a trough. That's why we got those thunderstorms on the evening of the 3rd. That was this jet stream disturbance coming in. Notice we still get these dips in the jet stream and the fast steering flow pretty close to us. So that keeps you vulnerable to disturbances. Actually, even Sunday, there's a chance for some scattered thunder. We'll get to that here in just a second. Then there's another chance as we head into Tuesday, and another chance as we get into either Thursday or Friday with another jet stream disturbance coming into play. So kind of an active time when it comes to thunderstorms. A lot of you love to know what the dew point is going to be, that measure the amount of moisture in the air, because that's a real comfort indicator. And when you get that dew point up into the middle and upper 60s or above, that's that real humid feeling. Notice in the 14-day dew point forecast, when does it start to go up again? On Sunday. And really, you could make the case that Sunday to Sunday is going to be a stretch of high dew points. In fact, so many of you love this. And what we did is we actually added it right down even at our basic membership level. So Fuel the Forecast, you get access to the 14-day New England average dew point and feels like forecast, but it's open to all of our membership levels. So check it out if you want to, membership.onedegreeoutside.com. Okay, so high pressure builds in as we head through the holiday weekend. That's good news. Saturday's beautiful. If you haven't caught the beach and boating forecast yet, we've put that out already. So make sure you find it. We've got all the details on that, and that's open to everybody. You'll find it on our social media channels. The number 1 degree outside. You'll find it on the website and on the app, and it's there to take you right on through the weekend for beaches or nearshore boating. Notice as we get into Sunday, I mentioned there may be an isolated storm. You really don't see it here at first, right? Yeah, what's happening is the warmth and moisture and humidity is returning, and so that may touch something off, and I'll show you a zoomed-in view in a second. And then Monday, there may be a scattered storm or two that develops, and particularly Tuesday, we think that's going to be a bit more of an unsettled day as the front starts to try and come in here as a cold front. Just a reminder before I get into the timing, as we have fireworks and everything even into the weekend, set your location in our totally free app. Search 1 degree outside weather on the App Store and Google Play. And one thing that I mentioned in the beach and boating forecast, if you do watch that, is you can actually pinpoint your location with our app. It's really awesome stuff. You can point and zoom and get it to exactly where you're going to be rather than just your town. Anyway, take a look as we head in through the course of the rest of Saturday and then get into Saturday late day and evening. There may be a shower in northern Vermont at about 4 in the afternoon, but by fireworks time, aside from northwestern Maine, maybe around Clayton Lake or Rangeley, and even Rangeley's maybe just a passing shower, we are looking really good for fireworks time tomorrow. We're talking about temperatures that will be running in the 70s for most of us. We go into Sunday, and remember I told you the heat and humidity does return during the day, and you can see that that does result in some isolated showers and storms heading into the afternoon, pretty much from the Berkshires to maybe Route 2 at Fitchburg and then running up to the Lakes region. You can also see it's isolated stuff. It's not a huge deal. I just wouldn't want you to be caught off guard. And we also think, by the way, there are some towns doing fireworks on Sunday evening. Things are great. It's just really warm. Look at this, 10 p.m. on Sunday. You're still in the 80s in a bunch of spots after being near 90 during the day. So high temperatures Saturday, pretty comfortable, 75 to 85, depending on where you're going to be. It is a little bit cooler at the coast than it is inland because we probably tend to a bit of a sea breeze later in the day. Saturday night, actually pretty comfortable. The humidity starts returning to the south coast. Then you start to feel the heat and humidity more as Sunday wears on, particularly later in the course of the day. Temperatures shoot up into the 90s for many of us. The feels like forecast, low to mid 90s, so we're back into that again. The isolated storm I showed you, and therefore it's milder on Sunday night, right? Because we've got the humidity that'll be in place. By Monday, we think we're probably baking again, getting up into the 90s. This will lead to at least a scattered storm developing in the afternoon, particularly in central, western, and northern New England. And as we get into Tuesday, that's the most unsettled day. It looks really kind of nasty here. It may be that you have these pockets of rain, but it also just may be the fact that thunderstorms really kind of bubble up. We're thinking that it'll probably be wherever the frontal boundary stalls out, maybe the greatest chance for pockets of rain for a while, whereas the rest of us get scattered storms. It could be on the stronger side Tuesday. So if you've got the week off for vacation, something to consider. Also, if you've got the week off for vacation, check the 14-day out on our app, swag.onedegreeoutside.com if you want to sport our merchandise, rep the brand. Please do. That's how it looks for now. Have an awesome holiday weekend. We'll see you with Weekend Update, though, first thing tomorrow morning, so you get a nice, fresh look at the weather.